Doctors are calling a Minnesota mom's recovery nothing short of a miracle. In March, 24-year-old Rachel Sands was helping her dad on the farm when a tragic accident nearly killed her. WCCO's John Lauritsen shows us how she and her doctors overcame a 1% chance of survival.
I had the trailer backed up to a little corral, and of course, one's going to turn sideways. They always do.
Even though it's something Don Sanskowski and his daughter Rachel have done hundreds of times, they know there's nothing routine about loading cattle into a trailer. And on March 27th, a daily chore almost had deadly consequences.
It got past me and pretty much just ran right over her and ran into the fence right there, and it was stepping on her chest trying to get away.
Rachel was being trampled by a 1,500-pound steer. She eventually got away and crawled on top of a fence to safety, but her nightmare was just beginning.
I ran over there and I grabbed onto her. "Are you okay?" And she said, "My heart hurts."
I don't really remember anything from that day other than I think I kind of remember getting up on the fence like after it happened.
Seconds later, she lost consciousness.
I had told my wife call 911, but she was panicking really bad.
Police and paramedics arrived and Rachel was airlifted to HCMC in Minneapolis. She had 4 strokes along the way. And as soon as doctors opened up her chest, her heart stopped beating.
They came in and they basically told us that she has a slim chance of pulling through this. So it was tough to hear.
But after 20 long minutes, the medical team got a pulse. They were able to remove the blood that had pooled up around Rachel's heart.
Do you feel like you're more sore at night or during the day when you're moving around a lot?
And then a steady and unlikely recovery began.
If 100 patients had her exact injury and scenario, probably 99 of them wouldn't have survived.
Dr. Alex Coward has been with Rachel from the time she arrived at the hospital to the day she was allowed to go home 3 weeks later.
The goal for us is to get patients back to their families and to know that she's able to go home to her kids and her husband. Man, that feels really good. That feels like a big win.
For Rachel, there's never been any doubt that she'd be back on the farm working with her dad and with the animals she loves.
I like being around the animals. I'm very thankful to be here and for my parents and for everybody that helped me and worked on me.
A long road to full recovery still lies ahead. Rachel has some memory loss and vision issues she's working through.
Everything looks good.
But her family chooses to focus on the progress she's made. Don will never forget the day Rachel began breathing and talking on her own.
I got down there and it was like angels singing or something when I first heard her talk. And I shook most of that night when I was down there with her. It's just, I don't know, it was just so amazing.
John Lauritsen, WCCO News.
A very lucky man got the chance to thank the people who saved his life after his heart suddenly stopped during a workout. Our Alan Henry talked to one of the people who kept him alive.
It's scary how quickly a situation like that can happen.
Doug Tucker says March 8th was another ordinary afternoon at the Eden Prairie Community Center until a coworker rushed into his office saying someone had collapsed in the fitness center.
The training just really kicks in and you don't really think, you just rely on your instincts and what you've been trained.
Tucker rushed to the center where other staff members had moved equipment out of the way and called 911. A patron had also started using an AED on the collapsed man.
It advised to do chest compressions, and that's when my coworker Marie pointed to me and said, "Doug, do chest compressions." And so that's when I got down and started CPR.
That man, Peter Graff, came back to life.
Peter had received 4 shocks from the AED. Peter received 3 additional shocks by the officers and firefighters.
And by the time he made it to the ambulance, he could talk to the paramedics.
Thanks to the quick thinking actions of these 6 individuals, Peter is alive and well.
The people at the center who helped Peter were recognized by Eden Prairie's police chief and Peter at Tuesday's city council meeting. Tucker says while he appreciates the recognition, he hopes people also recognize the importance of emergency training.
I will be an advocate for the rest of my life for people to get trained in CPR, knowing how to use an AED, and also just being aware of where an AED is, where you're located.
A community came together in a big way after a tragic fire forced several families from their homes. As Kirsten Mitchell shows us, Cannon Falls is a small town with a big heart.
We have everything from crackers, mac and cheese, juice, snacks.
Melinda Sabelko didn't know anyone living in Canyon Valley apartments, but it doesn't matter.
Just that there was children, I think that really put a big impact on me and knowing that I needed to help.
The fire left a mom and 3 children hurt, including a 10-month-old who later passed away. Melinda started a Facebook group dedicated to helping people in the 12-unit apartment complex get back on their feet.
It's been everything from personal people to organizations to businesses to churches, the Grand State Hotel. Everybody has kind of pitched in to help.
It now has almost 500 members.
It actually grew far beyond what we ever expected, but certainly not surprised coming from a small community like Cannon Falls.
If you fluff them down, you can get like 4 pillows in a bag.
Wangan Prairie Lutheran Church donated pillows and bedding.
Some of the ladies at our church also made quilts and fleece throws, and so we wanted to give those to the folks too.
From food drives at the local grocery store to businesses donating gift cards, the small town of Cannon Falls is showing big love in a time of need.
To see all the different people. I can do this, I have this, let me know. It makes you feel good about people again.
In Cannon Falls, Kirsten Mitchell, WCCO News.
Still to come, a punch against Parkinson's, the workout helping people get through their diagnosis.